according to the best of my abilities and understanding,
according to the best of my abilities and understanding,
agreeably to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of the Commonwealth
and the laws of the Commonwealth
and the Charter of the City of Lawrence.
and the Charter of the City of Lawrence.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
This was not planned because we were going to do this outside, but I made my first speech ever on this stage when I was running for school office for treasurer. And my friend Brian told me, he's in the back, that he was running for I think it was school council, and I'm going to take a note out of his. His speech was 2 words: vote for red. And we're going to try to keep it close, but I do want to mention real quick that POWMIA flag belongs to Frank Sullivan, a longtime school teacher at Lawrence High, whose brother was lost in Vietnam, and we were able to find his POWMIA bracelet and present it to him on this stage with the Monroe United Nations. And like I said, this wasn't planned, but it's an important thing for us to know. How about the work of the staff and David? You've done a great job. Thank you for being here so early and braving the cold. Thank you to Council President Melissa Maldonado and the members of the City Council and the school committees for being here with us. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you. Same to what we call the up-ballot people, but state officials that are here with us, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I especially want to thank Senator Warren and Congresswoman Tsongas for me. Absolutely. Campaigning oftentimes can be a very lonely thing, even though there's a lot of people around you. And they've shown us that political courage is not an oxymoron, but that it's crucial for people in positions of power to throw their lot in with underdogs to help us win, to ensure political progress happens. And so thank you both very much. Quiero decir que mi palabra va a estar mayormente en inglés, pero vamos a tener las palabras traducidas en inglés en la red, y también lo voy a decir también en español ahorita, para la gente que no lo entiende totalmente, lo vamos a tener listo para ustedes. Pero mayormente lo vamos a hacer en inglés ahora, y entonces lo vamos a tener para todo el mundo después. Just a message to our bilingual members in the audience that we're going to have the remarks in Spanish later available. Thank you also to the members of the audience who held signs, made phone calls, raised and or gave money, knocked on doors, and harassed thousands of voters. 7,628 to be exact. Without you, none of this would have been possible. And this one does bear mentioning in Spanish. Gracias a los miembros de la audiencia que contaron letreros, hicieron llamadas, dieron y recogieron dinero, fueron puerta a puerta y molestaron miles de votantes, 7,628 para ser exacto. Gracias por sentirnos and to a person who still loves me despite my decision to come and run for office, I love you very much, my friend and partner, Paula King. Thank you so much, Paula King. So today, I stand before you as the mayor of the city of Lawrence. It is important moments like these that remember how we got to this place in history. The Native Americans that lived along our rivers and the first colonial settlers of the Merrimack Valley that came looking for religious freedom and settled the New England wilderness. We must remember all the immigrants that came to Lawrence through the centuries, looking for economic opportunities. The Italians, the Irish, the Polish, all those during the late 1800s and early 1900s, to the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans and Central Americans in more recent decades. We have always been a community of immigrants, a true gateway to the American dream. So we must always honor all their sacrifices and efforts by ensuring that we continue to be that gateway. And as mayor, it is my pledge to do just that. In this country's history, great progress and great expansion has only come at the hands of communities and groups of individuals that have taken bold and fearless actions. This is no different for Lawrence. In Lawrence's history, someone once looked at the roaring Merrimack River and said, let these waters be the engines of our factories. Then armies of masons built complex after complex of mill brick factories to support the world's garment and textile industry. In controlling that river, to harvest that energy, they built the Great Stone Dam. So if you look back, at one time in Lawrence's history, we had the biggest dam in the world. We had the most factories in the world. And even today, yes, even today, we have the second biggest clock face tower, only second to Big Ben. So close your eyes and think about that. Can you imagine in today's Lawrence having anything that's the biggest in the Commonwealth? That's the biggest in New England? Never mind biggest or best in the world? Can you? Well, the reality is that we must imagine just that. Because then, during those times, the future happened here in Lawrence. And now, today, it is our task, mine as mayor, yours as elected officials, and fellow citizens, it is our jobs to make the future happen here in Lawrence once again. But to do so, we must be bold. We must go to sea in a sieve. I thought I had to connect it somehow. Did a great job. And we will be bold. And we will be bold making our city safer. We'll begin doing that by finding money where we can to train and deploy at least 10 new police officers in the next 6 months. We also pledge to prioritize new revenues to increasing the total number of police officers every year we're in office. Now, this might not get as many applause, but we'll start funding some of that partially by decreasing the total number of superior officers to a number that better reflects and supports our total forces. These are the type of bold things that we need to do to make sure we can do what we have to. But that's not all, because we have to patrol smarter by reinstituting the monthly ComStat meetings to ensure that we are proactively and not reactively fighting crime, so that criminal elements understand that we'll be smarter than them and that they will be stopped. Everyone will know that lawlessness in Lawrence will not be tolerated, even if it means random roadblocks to discourage out-of-town drug buyers and lawbreakers. Now, we will have to be better in communicating with our community, ensuring that we have great relationships with our neighborhood associations and community groups. We will reorganize our internal affairs department to make sure that police officers' actions are beyond reproach. And yes, we will hire the best fire chief and police chief that we can find. So we will make this city safer by making our public safety departments one of the most disciplined, best equipped, and most effective policing and firefighting units in the Commonwealth. And we must be bold in this effort. Chief among them all, we must be bold in making our city safer. We will be bold in bringing jobs and industry to our city. It is vital that we restructure and realign our economic development, community development, our planning, and inspection services departments. To the outside world, these departments represent the full weight of what we offer the business community. And I will submit, after a community input process, to the City Council for their consideration, a bold and transformative proposal that makes our development departments into a high-speed, low-drag engine with qualified, credentialed, and experienced personnel that says to the businesses in Lawrence, in the region, the country, and yes, even the world, that we, Lawrence, want to be your partner in growing your business. We will sell the virtues of Lawrence every day by heralding our dynamic, young, diverse, and trainable workforce, our location with access to every mode of transportation and every major artery, our access to the inexpensive water and commercial space. People will say Lawrence is where something can happen, and is happening. We know that we can't be everything to everyone, but we will be smart and bold as we go after industries that improve our community and better the economic and social lives of our neighbors. And in doing so, we will once again join in the family of communities in the Merrimack Valley in many regional activities that will better the lot of us all. So to the mayors that are here from the region, I appreciate that. Know that we're going to work hand in hand to better our region as a whole. We will ask, encourage, and even push the owners of our landmark properties in our city to invest and take risk in growing and bettering their properties so as to attract industry. Everything is on the table as we work to bring industries and jobs to Lawrence, including and not limited to our authority in land acquisition through eminent domain. We must be bold in this effort because 14% of our neighbors, of our brothers and sisters, our cousins and brothers, 14% of them are without jobs, and to fix this problem is absolutely unacceptable. We will support the bold efforts in education that are being taken by Receiver Riley, the state, and his capable staff in our school department. I am certain that we will have many national models of education reform when they are through helping us fix our schools. It is, however, imperative that we get a contract signed with our teachers. This is not insignificant to the progress we are making in our schools. We are not Wisconsin, and the challenge is this: can we give our children a first-rate education and still have a fair process that outlines how and under what guidelines teachers will do their work? To be sure, teachers have to raise their voices, and the union must play their part. But I think that today, we can and we must come together. I will do my part by playing an active and engaged role as the chair of the school committee, focused on overall improvement of our child's educations, because it means nothing to regain control of our schools just to satisfy our political pride, only at the detriment of the future of another generation of Lawrence's youth. So yeah, we're going to also be bold in the work of making Lawrence better. From those things that negatively impact quality of life in our neighborhoods, to those things that our small businesses need to support the hundreds of families that run them. We will work doggedly at making our city better. In our work, we will rebuild our city's pride. That we want to be great is without question. But to be great, others must point to our accomplishments, to our work, and label us great. And in that way, that hard-working way,